for Good Luck, written by Deborah Ambrosa, illustrated by Marcy Ramsey. Introduction. I had the best supper ever when I was 9 years old. That was the supper I went to visit Graham, my great-grandmother who lived at the seashore. I never seen the ocean before. That hoped I would love visiting there as much as he had when he was a kid. Life by the sea. I did so many things. That took me to the train station for my first train ride, and I took the train myself from the city. Towns and countryside went by outside the window. Reb and her friends met by train at the station. We drove out to a large old hall in the little beach town where she lived. Her town was very different from the city. Most people walk or rode bicycles instead of driving cars. You saw horse-drawn carriages. While Graham was making dinner, I climbed the creaky wooden stairway up the second floor to pick which bedroom I wanted. Each bedroom had different colored wallpaper. As soon as I looked out the window in the yellow room, I knew it was the room I wanted. I could see sand, birds. Blue sky, and ocean waves. My summer home. It was much quieter here than in the city. There are no horns and no sirens, but I could hear the sound of the waves. I had to go to the ocean up close. I ran downstairs and said, "I'm going out to the beach." Graham stopped me and said, "I need to learn the rules of the sea before I could go to the beach alone." We left our shoes on the porch and walked down to the beach together. The rough, sandy coast under my toes. Graham showed me the long shoreline between two rock jetties. The jetties were long walls of rock that stretched out into the ocean. Graham said the town had built them years ago to prevent the beach set from eroding away with the tides. Graham told me to remember the rules in order to be safe. She said not to go into the water unless she or Jim were with me. She told me about the currents and the undertow. There were strong flows of water that I could drag me far out into the ocean. He said if I respected and followed the rules of the sea, I would learn to love the ocean. I really loved the crisp, salty smell in the air. Waves rolling on to the shore lulled me sleep that night. Limitless. I walked with the sun shining on my face. I put on shorts and a t-shirt and ran downstairs. I remembered the rules. Graham said, and I nodded as I ran out the back door into the sand. But what were these brownish gray things scattered all over the beach? The sand was covered in brown things, and they had shells and pointed tails. Some were lying on the shell beds and wiggling around. I watched them until Graham called me for breakfast. During breakfast, I asked Graham about what I had seen. Those are horseshoe crabs. a type of arthropod, she said. Scientists call them lemuri, but most people call them horseshoe crabs because of the U shape in the shell. I told crabs about the upside-down, wiggling ones. She said they were trying to use their tails to turn themselves upright. If they couldn't turn over, they would get too hot and die. Graham told me that if a crab is stranded on the hot beach after the tide goes out, it tries to stay cool by burrowing into the wet sand. She also said the females will lay green, jelly-like eggs under the sand. One female crab may lay 80,000 eggs in one season. Graham said that within 2 weeks, the tiny larvae that develop from the eggs wash out to the ocean. They don't have tails yet. After they molt toward the end of the summer, they grow a tail. What is molt? I asked Graham. Molting is when an animal sheds its skin, fur, or feathers, then grows back new ones, Graham said. Usually this happens because the animal is growing larger. Graham said that for the first 3 years, young crabs molt several times a year. After that, they molt just once a year until they are grown. Later, while we were walking on the beach, Graham told me that when the crabs get tired of swimming or floating on the shelf banks, they will let themselves slowly sink into the bottom of the sea to eat. On the bottom, the horseshoe crabs eat large, little soft shell crabs, soft clams, worms, and other small invertebrates. Because they grind food with their spiny leg segments, these crabs have to be walking to chew their food. Scientists said study horseshoe crabs to learn more about their 9 eyes and nervous system. Also, limitless blood can used to be tested for some human diseases and to test new drugs. Graham said that horseshoe crabs have been around for 350 million years, since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Excuse me, Graham gave me a job. Every morning, I ran to the beach to save as many horseshoe crabs as I could. I would turn them over, then I'd pick up the crabs and toss them into the waves. Sometimes I'd toss them into the waves from the end of the jetty and wish them good luck as they floated away. I also tried to chase birds away when I saw them eating the eggs, but Graham told me I should leave the birds alone because they needed food to eat on their flight back north. One morning, I walked to the beach, and then there were no horseshoe crabs. I ran back to the house and asked what had happened. Graham said that their time for laying eggs was finished until next year. Graham said next year I could come back and be there to save them again. I walked back to the beach, lay down on warm, damp sand. My summer vacation had just begun. What would I do now?
Good job!